Bizarre activities caught on the moon. Even before Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin. Hello everyone. This is AWZ. Welcome to our channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Enjoy. When humans made their first steps on the moon, it served as an inspiration to people who researched, wrote, and wished to see it up close. We've gone a long way since then, from knowing very nothing about the moon to scientists unearthing weird mysteries every day. And now let's go through all the strange but amazing things we've seen while studying the moon. Slime of the moon. For years, the moon has been an object of fascination, and it's no surprise that missions and probes are constantly being carried out on the surface of the Earth's brilliant satellite. The rover Yutu-2, the follow-up deployed after the initial Yutu rover, made a significant finding when it arrived on the moon as part of China's Chang'e 4 mission. As the rover explored the moon's terrain, its camera acquired several stunning photographs. Yu Tianyi, a member of the mission crew, discovered something unusual when reviewing photographs from the rover's primary camera. At first sight, the photos appeared to show a slew of tiny craters, but closer investigation revealed that some of these craters were odd in shape and size and had a strange sheen to them. The stuff they discovered was characterized as gel-like. Scientists have theorized that the substance discovered might be impact melt glass from a meteorite hit that has been entrenched in the crater. Others believe it might be volcanic glass from an old volcanic eruption, both of which have previously been discovered on the moon. It appears that the moon is attracting a lot more attention than we expected. The substance and crater were further investigated using the rover's visible and near-infrared spectrometer, which detected scattered and reflected light. Though this is an amazing new finding, further research is being undertaken to determine what this material is and where it originated. So, for the time being, the moon gel remains a mystery. Strange flashes. Short flashes of light can be observed on the moon's surface many times every week, and scientists can only conjecture what they are. A group of German scientists has proposed a novel idea that might give essential information for a future lunar outpost. Seismic activity has also been seen on the moon, said Hakan Kale, a space technology professor at Julius Maximilians Universität, JMU, in Würzburg, Germany. When the moon's surface changes, gases that reflect sunlight may escape from the moon's core. This would account for the long-lasting bright occurrences. These unusual lights were initially seen in the 1950s, but the scientific community paid little attention to them. The JMU team, on the other hand, hopes to alter that with their newly built lunar telescope in southern Spain, which has already begun scanning the night sky. It contains a twin-camera configuration that detects unusual light flashes. A sequence of images and films are captured if they both observe the same flash. However, the software for the new telescope still requires some improvement. Kale and his colleagues intend to improve it with a neural network capable of filtering out false positives such as birds and airplanes. Understanding the phenomena may be critical to the safety of human residents on the moon. Anyone who wishes to develop a lunar outpost at some time must, of course, be conversant with the local circumstances, Kale continued. A lunar explosion. You may remember who the first men were to set foot on the moon, but do you know who the last were? Harrison Schmitt was the first geologist to set foot on the moon, while his teammate, Eugene Cernan, was your typical astronaut and fighter jet pilot. The scientific community had long advocated for sending a geologist to the moon to study the moon's geographical structure. Schmidt's discoveries were not disappointing. He discovered orange dirt on the moon's surface on his first, and only, trip there. When Schmidt was walking up to the Taurus Littrow Valley on the eastern border of Mare Serenitatis during the Apollo 17 mission, he scuffed the ground with his boot and found an intriguing find. In his enthusiasm, he blurred the majority of the images he shot, but his companion, Eugene Cernan, often known as Mr. Steady Hands, managed to snap a sharper picture. Ron Evans, their crewmate, also documented Schmidt's finding from his orbiting spacecraft. Schmidt subsequently stated that the orange dirt does not appear as orange in photographs as it did to them when they initially saw it. The goal of the Apollo 17 mission was straightforward: collect samples of old materials from the lunar hilly areas and explore for signs of recent volcanic activity in neighboring valleys. The images collected during the voyage indicated that volcanic activity may have happened on Earth's moon. The Shorty crater was further investigated to discover whether there was a volcanic vent in the area. More organic orange dirt was discovered along the crater's rim, as well as more evidence indicating the crater was produced during an intense volcanic eruption. Scientists used a microscope to identify the orange dirt from Apollo 17 as volcanic glass. There were also some black particles in the samples that were subsequently identified as ilmenite, a titanium iron oxide mineral. Further tests revealed that the orange dirt was similarly old. They assessed it to be 3.64 billion years old, which suggests it came from an ancient explosion that uncovered molten material 400 kilometers below the moon's surface. These eruptions have not only revealed fundamental mysteries about the genesis of the Earth and moon, but they have also produced a spectacle to see. According to Harrison Schmitt, I don't think I've ever told you how lovely this Taurus Littrow Valley is. It is greater in depth than the Grand Canyon. The sun shines beautifully on them. When we were there, the mountains were set against a sky that was blacker than black. And, of course, the Earth is always hovering over South Massif, the southwestern peak. It is definitely a great sight to be, and I hope that someone may have the opportunity to visit it again in the not-too-distant future. Water jumping. The moon, according to common belief, is a sad, small cosmic brother of Earth that is completely barren and has nothing to offer but unsightly craters and fancy lunar minerals. The moon, on the other hand, has something we're trying to safeguard down here: water. And, weirdly, this lunar water seems very enthusiastic. It wasn't until 2009 that NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter, LRO, discovered frozen water on the moon. Even in frozen form, water on the moon is significant because it not only serves as a reserve for potable water for astronauts, but also serves as fuel for rockets returning to Earth. Lyman Alpha Mapping has created new maps. Lab Project, LAMP, on NASA's. The Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter, LRO, discovered that water molecules frozen as ice hop during the day as they warm and cool due to the sun's effect. The moon has a very sensitive atmosphere, and the ice heats up and melts around midday during its month-long daylight cycle. As the ice melts, it soars into the air and starts dancing. This will continue until the water comes into contact with a colder portion of the moon. As a result of the moon's low gravity, the water softly falls back to the surface. This discovery led scientists to believe that temperatures on the moon may be lower than on Pluto. Water is routinely found at higher latitudes of the moon, and there is a lot more than we thought, bouncing about on a regular basis. This mechanism is analogous to the lunar water cycle. Scientists are examining the technique to determine how much lunar water will be useful in future moon expeditions. Spies on the moon. NASA astronauts took the first steps on the moon for the whole human species more than 50 years ago. Nonetheless, there is no shortage of conspiracy theories that question their success. More intriguingly, there is a conspiracy idea that the moon is an extraterrestrial facility used to spy on humanity. According to this conspiracy theory, astronaut Neil Armstrong made an even bolder speech during the Apollo 11 mission in 1969 than "One little stride for man, one big leap for humanity." According to the belief, when Apollo 11 arrived on the moon's surface, Armstrong expressed surprise at discovering two unknown spacecraft already on the moon's surface. These UFOs, according to Armstrong, were massive and lined up on the far side of the crater's edge, studying the Earth. The hypothesis arose from NASA's report that Apollo 11's signal was lost for approximately 2 minutes. Did Armstrong observe any aliens in those 2 minutes? Observing red. When you think of a blood moon, you might instantly think of something from mythology, or you could have read about its significance in the Bible. Though it may look terrifying at first, it is only a light prank. A blood moon or red moon occurs when the Earth's moon is completely eclipsed by the sun, turning the normally pale satellite crimson or muddy brown. It's difficult to view a red moon, especially if your area is very polluted or cloudy. But consider what happened in the past when those who were unaware of the eclipse saw a brilliant crimson moon in the sky. The crimson moon was dreaded by several ancient societies. As an example, Christopher Columbus and his crew were shipwrecked on a distant island in modern-day Jamaica. The Arawak tribe was originally friendly, but as Columbus' crew began robbing and killing tribal members, they became angry, appropriately so. Columbus, who saw their lack of collaboration and enmity may lead to starvation among the crew, had an almanac with him and knew when the next lunar eclipse would occur. He informed the tribe that God was displeased that the crew was not receiving food and that the moon would turn crimson as a symbol of his wrath. The tribe must have thought the gods were insane for siding with Columbus, but they succumbed when they saw the moon truly turn red. This is all for now. Check out other videos on our channel. Enjoy.